PRAAAAAA. What's up my people, my name is Spicey and today I have 3 stories coming out of the subreddit idontworkherelady. If you like these videos, remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a fire emoji in the comments because your engagement does help me grow this channel and make better content for you. Congratulations Flor de Amapolita for the comment of the day. PRAAAAA. Entitled woman demands I fire an employee and then threatens my job when I tell her I don't work here, so I fired myself. Hey everyone, first time posting here. This story takes place roughly 2 years ago at a local grocery store chain. Let's call it Crowmart. I did work at Crowmart at this time, but at a completely different location. Also, I did not drive at this time due to medical reasons. Cast are as follows. Me, a 19-year-old tired shopper blasting MCR on headphones. Mom, my mother, does not talk much either. EW. Just picture your not so friendly neighborhood Karen. And C for the nice customer. E for the employee who deserves a raise. And M for the manager, but doesn't talk much. After finishing up with a long tech rehearsal for an upcoming musical I was a part of, my mom picked me up to go straight home. Alas, that is not what happened. Halfway there, she tells me that we needed run by Crowmart. Upon arrival, I was ready to get out of there. So, I suggested we speed up to cover more ground. Since I've gone to this location as long as I could remember, I knew exactly where everything was. Which was when the nice customer approached me. She taps me on the shoulder. I remove my headphones. Yes, ma'am. Would you mind telling me where this item is? Sure, it's located on aisle 12. Thank you very much. And she proceeds to walk away. I went ahead and started playing my music again. And as I look around, I saw this entitled woman talking to an employee with what seemed to be an angry manner. As soon as I saw her point in my general direction, I looked away and went about my shopping. That's when she struck. Excuse me, manager, you over there. I know it's impossible she's talking about me since I am not a manager. That's when I felt a tug on my shoulder. And as I turned around, I saw a very angry entitled woman in my face. I take out my earbuds. Ma'am, please don't touch me. I do what I want. I am a flipping, paying customer. I take a step back. Cool, so am I, so if... No, you're not. You work here, and I know it. Ma'am, I'm trying to tell you, he does not work here. Yes, he does. Only reason you're saying otherwise is because he's your manager. Note, at this time, I was a 5'5" teenager wearing a red button-up shirt, black tie, and reddish jeans. Nothing close to Crowmart attire. Again, I don't work here. Shut up! Just shut up! You work here. I saw you helping out another person. I know you're his manager and I want him fired this instant for not getting my candles. If you don't, I will have your job too. I know this is not going anywhere, so I decided to have some fun. Alright. Hey, employee. She's caught us. I'm only pretending to not be a manager to upset you. Now, what's the problem? Finally! This idiot keeps telling me you are out of the candles I like and there's none in the back. Well, I guess we're out. No, you're not. I know it. You're right. We're lying again. Employee, you're fired. Go get someone higher up than me because I am fired too. The employee, who's been silent up to this point, catches on and goes to get the manager. Well, before you're fired, you need to get me that candle. Find yourself. You said you have my job, and guess what? You've had it. Your boss will be here in a moment, so I suggest you get to work. The entitled woman is visibly shocked. Wait, what? At this time, the employee and the manager show up. What is going on here? Oh, hey boss. Here's your new employee. I hired her to take my place since I'm fired now. No, I don't want... But of course you do. You said you could do it better. Isn't that right, boss? The manager is trying to suppress a grin. Sir, you don't even work here. Oh, I know, but she insists that I am. But you do work here. No, ma'am, he doesn't. And then the manager looks at me. Sir, you can go now. The employee filled me in already. Sorry for the hold up. It's alright. It's been fun not working for y'all. I leave the manager, the employee, and the entitled woman to sort things out. A short while later, I was sitting for my mom up front when I look over and see the employee speaking to the nice customer. The nice customer sees me, waves, and starts walking towards me with employee who had a worried look on his face. Sorry to bother you again. Oh, it's no problem. What can I do for you? Nothing really. I just wanted to tell you how great of an employee this employee is and how helpful he was. Oh, ma'am, I appreciate this, but... It's alright, don't be embarrassed. I just believe that management deserves to know good workers who help their customers. Ma'am, I'm glad you had a great experience and all, but I don't actually work here." "You don't? But you seem to know where everything is, and you were quite helpful." "That's because I've gone to the store as long as I can remember. As for helping you, I didn't mind since you asked nicely." "Oh well, I'm sorry to bother you. Have a wonderful day." She leaves to go find the actual manager. It was an interesting day to say the least. I am so surprised that the writer played along and it was this bad. I don't mean to hate, but his acting was not even that good, and it was good enough to convince her that he was an actual employee. It's funny that even the manager was like, "Dude, you don't work here. What are you even saying?" I really like that part, and another thing that I like is when my viewers subscribe to the channel. It's the best part of my days. 4 short stories. All of these stories happened quite a while ago, like 5 or 6 years, and they all surprisingly happened at 2 different Walmarts in different cities and different countries. Probably not meta, but that was my only option. For some quick background information, I was 18 or 19, and I was going through my pure black clothes fashion phase, and I actively wore, and still do, earphones to avoid people talking to me. I am still shy, but I was even more back then. Walmart 1, the one close to my house, and Walmart 2, the one furthest away. Story 1. I was at the Walmart number 2 browsing and minding my own business. I was supposed to be job hunting, but I was slacking off. I was looking at the baking supplies when I heard someone talking over my music. I made the mistake of turning to look, and it's this lady who is asking me to find glitter for her. I did not had and still don't have a clue about the layout of the Walmart because we rarely go there. Wanting to get out of that situation, I told her I would go get someone, and I bolted out of the store as soon as I could and get out of her sight. Story number 2. Same Walmart as previous story. I was slacking off on the job hunting again, but this one was at least a month later. I was in the book section this time, reading one of the books there. I had my music somewhat loud so I could use it as an excuse to ignore people talking to me. I heard the voice of someone talking and I ignored it, and at some point I became aware of someone standing near me. And in my panic at the idea of human interaction, I pretending to not notice the old lady. I was relieved when she left, and I was leafing through another book when I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. Without making it obvious, I moved my eyes in the direction while pretending to be immersed in the book. There she was, pointing at me and saying something to the employee next to her. I decided to get out of there in case I was forced to interact with either one of them. Thankfully, no one stopped me. Story number 3. This one happened at Walmart number 1. I was there with my dad and sister, but we tend to get separated, so I was by myself looking at the movie. I could hear someone talking, but I just assumed they were on their phone. Through my loud music, I heard a somewhat loud "Excuse me." I moved, thinking I was blocking them, but no. At the second "excuse me," I turned and it was an angry looking guy who proceeded to tell me to go unlock something for him. I just gave him a "How stupid do you have to be to think I work here? Look," and I just walked off to go look for my family. I think he yelled after me, but I am not sure. Story number 4. Walmart number 1 again, but this time I was with my mom and 2 sisters. We have a habit of splitting up, so I was browsing through clothes in the hopes of finding something I actually wanted. Decided that I was done with browsing. I think I only looked for like 5 minutes. I turned around and almost screamed because there was a lady with a forced smile standing right beside me with a bunch of clothes in her hands. She proceeds to give me the clothes, and in my shock, I take them. I could barely understand what she was saying, but she wanted me to go to the back and find the clothes in either a different size or color. I just stood there in shock as she walked away, trying to understand what the F just happened. I just turned and dumped the clothes in a pile on one of the shelves, and I run for my mom. Skip to like 10 to 30 minutes later, I am walking next to my mom as she pushes the cart with my little sister in the baby seat. She gets distracted by something and I internally start groaning at having to be there for another second. Then, I see the clothes lady looking pissed as hell with an actual employee next to her. Realizing she has not seen me yet, I immediately begin having a full-on interaction with my baby sister, and my older sister joins in, blissfully unaware of why I am suddenly 1000% interested in the clothes my mom got for my baby sister. At some point, I glanced in her direction and I could tell she was looking at me. No idea what she was saying to the employee, but he looked done with everyone and everything. My mom joins us and says that we can go now. We thankfully don't go past them, and last I saw of her, he was leading her off somewhere and she looked furious. Hope you like them. Sure, we're paying him to be here, but he does not actually work here. So, I am a front-end manager of a grocery store and I typically work nights. But on this day, I was working the rare morning shift on the same day someone from our contracted IT company was down from the out-of-state office to calibrate all of our register scales. These guys technically don't even work for the same company as me, but they do have a couple techs who are dedicated to our stores and are based out of our regional head office. As such, they all wear polo shirts with the name of the company that provides our POS services, and these older, very business professional looking people are very obviously not cashiers at my store that is predominantly staffed by late teens, early 20s college students. Anyway, on this rare morning shift, I am hanging out at customer service. I had the post-tech sign in with me about an hour ago and have mostly forgotten about him because unless he needs me to shuffle around some of my cashiers so he can access their scales, he mostly just minds his own business. This woman comes up to the desk and she seems pretty steamed, so I walk up to her and the exchange goes as follows. Hi, is there anything I can help you with? Yeah, I need to speak to the manager. I am a supervisor. What can I do to help you? She seems a little incredulous, which to be honest, I am a little used to seeing as I am a 21-year-old very petite girl wearing a band t-shirt and have multiple piercings. But she continues, okay, you really need to make it more obvious that the man on the register, whatever, I don't care, does not work here. I stood over there for 10 minutes waiting for him to ring me up and he did not even acknowledge me. He was too absorbed in whatever he was doing to that register to help me. First of all, what the hell? I feel like the fact he was surrounded by a disabled register with a closed sign in front of him and the fact that he is wearing a completely different uniform should have tipped her off. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Is there anything else I can help you with? He only acknowledged me when I said excuse me for like the 6th time and then he refused to help me. I'm sorry, he's in here to work on a register scales. He probably had headphones in or was just in his own headspace. I'd be happy to help you with whatever you need though. And I insert my best retail smile. Well, if he's here to work on the register, isn't he getting paid to be here? I suppose, but he does not actually work for the company and does not have access to our systems and likely doesn't know the layout or selection of our particular store. I'd be happy to help you with anything you need though, if I can. Is there anyone else I can talk to? I guess I could call the store director down. I'm not sure what else we can do for you though. I then got on the intercom and pages my super chill store director to my desk, and then he took over the conversation. I saw the two of them go off just barely out of earshot by where the tech was working. And then, after a while of my store director staying pretty chill and calm and her getting more irate, she walked away and left the store, presumably without buying what she came for. And then, my store director turned to the tech. They talked for a bit and then they started laughing while the director walked back over to the desk. Hey, what happened with her? You know, she's just crazy. And then he went back upstairs to his office. I did not really get any more details because my shift ended before I could talk to the tech about what happened. But I am assuming she was over by that register for a third of the time she claimed and said excuse me probably exactly once. I am also assuming the tech refused to help her by saying something like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't work here, as I've seen him do with countless older customers. Karen, he is someone hired from outside the company. How is this hard to understand? Who doesn't know these kind of things are possible? He even has a different uniform. How do you not understand? Karens are really special, or should I say ignorant, at least my viewers do understand basic and advanced concepts, such as subscribing to my channel is the best thing to do, so I'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed the heat you just received, and before you leave, thank you for liking the video, for commenting, for subscribing, and even for those who shares the videos. This really helped me a lot and I appreciate what you do for me. I wish you all a beautiful day. I hope you're doing your best to reach your dreams, live a fulfilled life, have fun, and love the people around you.